Hey, Ace on Knives. Rich. Today I am working on the civivi hadros. I have decided to not just let this one go. I'm not going to do it. So right now I'm taking a file to the area where I was having a lot of trouble, obviously, engaging my thumb and the liner lock. I took it apart. I just have the actual micarta scale and the inside liner here, and I'm filing it down with some old files I have. Some of these were my grandpa's. Some of them a little newer, like this one's new. But then pretty much all the other files, except for these little tiny ones, are my grandpa's files. So these files right here are probably... Here, let me pull out the ones that are definitely older. So these files right here are probably 40 years old, 50 years old, older, who knows, when he had bought them. So it's nice having the old tools you just hold on to, especially tools that are somewhat like mementos of your family. It's really nice to have. I appreciate them. I think you guys should too. So I'm just taking a rounded file right here that happens to kind of meet the profile of my thumb. It's close enough. So I kind of hit it with a coarse file first. This liner material is stainless, I believe. So stainless steel is really tough. Stainless steel is tough to drill. It's tough to grind. It's probably even kind of tough to sharpen in comparison to carbon steel. I would have to defer that to the pros, somebody more like Jared Neves. If you want to get your knife sharpened properly, go to guys like that. But so what I'm doing is I'm just taking my time. I put a Sharpie mark about how deep I wanted to go into the scale. So I'm just kind of like, I can see I have a little bit of red left from the Sharpie. And then I might even exaggerate it a little bit more. What the hell, right? I'm going to definitely have access. I don't want to put this thing back together and say, man, I wish I would have went a little bit deeper. Because I don't really care about this knife anymore. And I may turn it into my favorite knife. That's the neat thing about messing with your stuff, guys. Don't just throw it in a drawer. You know what I mean? Actually, mess with it. If it's just going to hang on your wall or sit in a drawer and you weren't happy with it, why not try to improve it? Why not try to make it better yourself? Or at the very most, if you got like money, I wouldn't do this with a civivi, but maybe like you didn't like a Liang Ma knife or a Demko knife or something, and you wanted this done. Go to the pros. They'll do it right. They'll do it nice. It'll look like fit and finish. Me, I doubt this is going to look like proper fit and finish. You never know, though. I amaze myself sometimes. But so I'm going to run this through until I don't see the red anymore, and then I'm going to go a little bit more. And then what I'm going to do is take some really fine sandpaper, and I'm going to hit that micarta so it's nice and smooth right there. And I'm also going to hit this stainless steel right here, and maybe run it under my grinder with the wire brush portion, disc thing, whatever. Yeah, so I'm going to get this down. Right now, I went from like a more coarse file. I even hit it with that a little bit just to get it going. Then I hit it with this, and then I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this newer file. It seems to have a tighter radius, and it's working really good, I think. So I'm going to try to make it look as pretty as possible. Rounded really nice in there. Maybe even get a little angle going on the micarta so my finger will just really go straight to that lock. The way it probably should have been designed in the first place, to be honest. Yeah, I should have been an engineer. I should be working for a big knife company designing knives, because I'm a pretty impressive guy. Yeah, I am. I impress myself, at least. So I don't like what I'm doing right here. I'm going up too high here, I think. So I'm going to try to be careful and drift back down here. Now I'm going to get that angle I was talking about. And I'm about done. I'm going to hit this. So I watched the video where Jared Neves. That's my guy. I like that guy. He does some cool stuff. I like his reviews. I like how he does that stuff. But I saw him do this to I think it was the Liang Ma. Nice. So I want to eliminate any kind of sharp points, any things that would probably look like an imperfection, because I really want this to look as much like a finished product as possible, to be honest with you. Although I wouldn't mind being able to say, hey, look, I had to do this to my knife and I did it and it worked. And now I really like this knife and I am obviously carrying it. So I'll take some lighter grit stainless steel to this once I feel, get a little aggressive on the last go right there. Okay, so now I'm going to hit it with some light sandpaper. I'll get that Sharpie marker off of there. I'm going to also hold it up to the liner lock real quick and see. Look at that, guys. See how now I'm holding it flat towards you and you can literally see the jimping on the liner lock. You couldn't see that before. There wasn't that access to that. Now I'm hoping, and I'm also going to do, because I felt like it was doing a little lockup, I'm also going to kind of play with that a little bit and get that to not want to go so far into like the axis pivot thing, whatever. Yeah, I'm not using the right words for all this stuff, but you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I'm going to play with that just a little bit, not too much, because I believe if you go too much on anything in life or in general, you'll regret it. So here it's kind of neat. You can actually see the detent ball right there where it has contact with the blade as it's coming up or wherever. It's kind of neat to see, though, that that's actually what gives you that little bit of action that goes on right in that area. But yeah, so I'm going to post another video once I get this sanded, cleaned up, and back together, and you can actually see the difference it might have made or didn't make. I'm guessing I'm probably going to screw it up even more than it already was, but it's worth trying this stuff. It's a $45 experiment. Hey, I'm going to check out on this. I'll get back to you. This is part 1 of the civivi hadros upgrade. Retrofit. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. Deuces.